So, hey Angela, how we doing? And as always, I forgot to turn off the volume in the other room. Oh yeah, I forgot to close that. My cat. Who else is around? Hey Sarah, hey Twisted. How's it going? Well, sort of right on time. I gotta mute my computer in the other room, be right back. Excessive cat activity. Yummy. The oven's on, so we are gonna have to have the fan at least on, so I don't die of heat exhaustion. Alexa, turn on craft light. Alexa, set timer for 1 hour, 15 minutes.
1 hour and 15 minutes, starting now.
I got some zucchini in the oven, so. Hi! Morning, Sam. How are you? He's been meowing up a storm for the last 45 minutes or so. He really wants the laser, I'm guessing. Alright, let's get this out of here. I need the paper clay for the mini pumpkin. We're going to get these 2 bottles finished, minus any kind of waterproofing. Paper clay. Yeah, this one came out pretty good. We're gonna see just how good. Let me slap on the stain, which is gonna be my second step here. Also got my computer screen working better. Hey Aquila, how's it going? FYI, I may not be on tomorrow night. I am in the process of redoing my sleep schedule, and it is entirely possible that I may be sleeping through this time starting Monday. So I shouldn't say I'm not going to be on. I'm not going to be on at this time. I'll be on at more intelligent hours. Because when I teach, my bedtime is usually no later than 11 o'clock. FYI. Yeah. So times will be changing next week as early as tomorrow. Meow. Let's give you a little laser. Laser for the cat. Okay. Well, first things first, we can pull the beach ball out of the mini pumpkin, and let's also adjust this a little bit. Oh God, yes he is. There's that scribbling on the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little close-up, not necessarily for you guys, on beach ball deflation and removal. Pop. And there's the insides all nice and smooth. I love it. God, I love it so much. That's a great thing, Emily. We're just going to keep on crafting and crafting and crafting and crafting. So, catch it now, catch it later. Don't matter. Miss one, skip one. Who cares? You know, I kind of want to try that method where you really sculpt in as much as possible first and then cut things out. Which I have seen some other people do. Bonjour, Françoise. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Yeah, I give you that. Sunday, 7 a.m. No, it's not. It's Saturday at 1. No, it's Sunday at 1:07 a.m. Saturday is gone. Boo. Boo. Yeah, the main methodology change up is that I used to leave large sections free of sculpting and then cut it out and then sculpt in and around there. But I saw some other folks online, they were sculpting right to the edge of their cutout and then they were cutting. And that seemed to be a superior method. So that's what I'm going to try right now. And actually, this is going to be a very rough sculpt. I'm not going to do all my final detailing here. I'm just going to make sure that those spots are filled in so that when I cut it out, I don't have to worry about flimsy, papery stuff, because there's only 3 layers of clay on here, or of mache. And that will soak up the water from the mache very, very readily and make this difficult if I don't use this method. So, not only do we get to give it a shot, it's also the preferred method. Handy, that. Hey, Mona, how we doing? Hello, little cat. How are you? Good boy. Yeah. Coming close for pets. Oh, good boy. Whoop. the camera like an idiot. Yeah. Ooh. We may also have a slight streaming break in tonight's session for the sheer fact that I have zucchini in the oven. And suffice to say, I've started readjusting my sleep schedule already. I got up tonight around midnight. So we are in the slow wind toward intelligent hours. That means I started cooking a little bit earlier than normal. So I may stop the stream, munch. Maybe, if he doesn't run off, sir. I live in a little town called Norwich, New York. Central New York State. I can start giving those fun American measurements like it's 45 minutes north of Binghamton. But those usually don't work out very well for European folks. So we actually got a Twitch comment last night. That was pretty cool. Happened after the stream more or less ended, and I didn't catch it till almost an hour later. But I have 4 followers on Twitch now, so I guess I will stay on that medium. We'll just give it time, like seeds in a garden. And we'll see if it grows. Otherwise, on the schedule tonight is going to be, finish up these Wytch bottles, pop the balloon in the experimental Wytch orb. Try to eyeball and see if it needs protrusions on the lower part as well to have a unified design. Meow. We need a different toy in here, you know. We need something on a fishing pole. Or a fishing pole style toy. Yeah, August is definitely in full swing. After vacationing for the month of July, it feels a little weird to be going back to school after this month, back to work. But hey, that's my job, and most other people do not get this kind of vacation time, so I'm just gonna enjoy. What is it, Mr. Mao? What is it? split there. There we go. Be nice to be one of those folks who had all the cash in the world and never really had to work. You could just work on your hobbies. That was mine. Sam is really pining after his laser tonight. Yeah, that was a very spur-of-the-moment decision to put the skull on it, but I'm glad I did. I'm kind of hoping that the dollar stores get their stuff out, and I get just some cheesy little things to throw on bottles. So there's all sorts of fun, simple, stupid bits to put on them. That you can get. Yeah, kids is not a vacation. Kids is a constant, full-time job. Non-stop. People with kids work harder than I do. Yeah. Being a parent is a very important, often thankless, time-consuming job. Hey, it's getting old, okay? No. Oh, you probably do. Haunters always accumulate skulls. It's the one article that most haunters are sure to have in one flavor or another. It's some sort of skull. Yeah, it's the little ones that'll get you the most. They're just little bundles of boundless energy. Hello, Sergeant. Thank you. It was a quick decision that turned out to have a high yield reward. We'll see very shortly how well it looks after it gets all stainamicated. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it too. The mini pumpkin here is kind of the chore project for right now, but I want to get it done. But I think this little guy's gonna be fun too. The power of a tiny 6-inch beach ball. Dun, dun, dun. Good. I was wondering if I should make some toilet paper tissue clay up. Again, I'm not going for super detail on this guy, I'm just proving a concept. I honestly have no idea what line they are from. Let's see if the label is still on here. This is the Gothic Collection, Halloween Decor. Yeah, the Gothic Collection. So it says. Hey, Fernando. Awesome. Are those the cardboard ones, Fernando, that go around the things for like insulation? Or are they using a different type now that I'm not sure of? No. That's right, Sam. We're gonna behave. That'll do it. So you're using those as just your straight up base for your clay / material. Cool. Ready source of cellulose fibers. Cool. So somebody posted a picture on Facebook of how Jupiter and Venus look from the surface of Mars. That was pretty cool. I should say Earth, Jupiter, and Venus look from the surface of Mars. Cool. Yeah, sealing these guys is always the biggest kicker. I should look into some Mod Podge. That stuff, from what I remember, is rather waterproof. Yeah, it'll be out there, Sergeant. Should be pretty easy to find, too. Venus, Earth, Jupiter from Mars should get you the search. Oh, I watched Thor Ragnarok last night. Enjoyed the tunes, and that was mostly the main part I enjoyed. That's right, you guys start earlier, Sergeant. There we go. Hi, Ross. Hi, Stacy. How you doing? God, if you're starting with them tomorrow, how are you still awake? I mean, I know in California it's not as late, but how not as late is it? I know for me the day before school, man, I get to bed early. Early. Very, very good. Glad we're doing well. Yeah, outdoor Mod Podge. I have to check the prices on that too. How well it spreads with a paintbrush. I have an uncle who is addicted to Clash of Clans. Oh, a nice little mean mini pumpkin. do have a spot for him to try. I used to hate decaf, but then caffeine started giving me trouble. Alright, there's a preemptive face. I noticed we got a good crafting community growing. Hey, it works for me. Nothing wrong with having people to craft with, hang out with, and share ideas with. Again, that was what was killing me. I didn't have that. Oh, Universal monsters. Tough. Probably Wolfman. Just as like a decoration in the house. I couldn't use it in my haunt because I never use... There's only one movie monster allowed in my haunt, and that is Sam from Trick or Treat. That's it. But if I could do anyone from the Universal line, I'd probably go with Wolfman. Hey, D-Ben. And the stream's going to be changing hours soon to become a little bit more intelligent time-wise. Or less nuts. And for those folks who are joining us now, the stream may not be on the equivalent of tomorrow night. I know it transitions the midnight barrier, but I may not be on tomorrow because I am correcting my sleep schedule for my review classes for work. But once that's over, we'll see if I become completely nocturnal again. So tomorrow, yes, cat, I know. Problem is, we only like to pounce when we're sure we can get it. Otherwise, we just like to watch. And me sitting here just moving the laser back and forth is not conducive to me getting anything done. So, and then sometimes we like to look away at a bug or something, or give something a sniff, and that means we're also not really paying attention to the laser. So it's kind of like, a 4-year-old. I want this thing, I want this thing. Oh, that thing. Oh, that thing. What happened to this thing that you wanted? No, I got that thing. But where's this thing? This thing. I want that thing again. This thing. Yeah, pretty much, Ross. Pretty much. He's still a good furball, though. Good furball. I love him because he's my furball. Go with the clay ridges on this thing because it's quick, it's easy, and I have plenty of clay. I could always grow my own. Catnip's not super hard to cultivate, even indoors. Just have to put a chicken wire bit around the growing area. That's all good. Actually, let's position this ridge right there. You know, if anything, I've gone even more to the Stalloween one because, quite frankly, Stalloween at this point just eyeballs his stuff, and now so do I. Say, alright, flour, 1, 2, 3, 4, X, Y, Z scoops. Alright, I put this much in. I don't even get a measuring cup out anymore for the glue. I just pop the top and start pouring. That looks about enough. Okay, good, yep. Alright, starch. Give me the box. I'm not even going to use liquid starch anymore. Just shake it in, shake it in, shake it in. It looks good. Yeah, so I've really transitioned to the Stalloween method. As I think does everybody who does this for long enough. You stop worrying about precise measurements unless you have hyper OCD or something like that. Oh, it'd be nice to have a garden someday. One of the tiny little witch houses, maybe if everything else was like well and set and done and I really wanted to try something new. The problem with the tiny little witch houses is that that thing is then going to sit on a shelf in your home for, ever. And I am not blessed with an abundance of space, so if I made it, then I've got it. And my mother got into collecting the little Charles Dickens houses a number of years ago, and they are all sitting in boxes in their garage right now. So I'm not really a witch house person. Could I? Yes. Would I? Maybe. Am I gonna anytime soon? Probably not. Yeah, pretty much. How do you do that? I just do. Yeah, it's a pretty constant. It's kind of also one of those things that people don't get about crafting unless they get into it. It's also part of one of the great problems I find with the U.S. and sort of the Western world's concept is, I want to do this, so you need a special license to do that. You need a special this, special that. No, you don't. What you need to do is just start doing it. Whatever the hell it is. Just do it. Don't let anyone tell you can't. Don't let anyone tell you need a special license. If you can get the materials for it and start screwing around with it, just do it. That's right. You got was it the mice working in your stuff, Sarah? And they're gonna blast it all. Get them out. I'm glad it's a motivation. It's a motivation for me too. There is no way I would have gotten all this stuff done, and even gotten the inspiration to do half this stuff, if I wasn't live streaming. That was honestly 9/10 of the reason for it to begin with. Oh, watering down glow-in-the-dark paint. For the sheer fact that I don't know how bright it would be, no. And also the fact that unless I am hitting it on and off with black light throughout the night, it is just not going to maintain its glow factor. That's the problem it's got. It's going to blast for maybe an hour or two, and then it's going to lose power. So, not too keen. Yeah. The glow just won't hold. Look amazing for the first hour or so, maybe, but after that, it's going to fade, get dim, and particularly if you water down any kind of glow paints, they lose strength exponentially. I've seen people who have done it in projects similar to the Wytch bottle, where they have put a glow paint inside of a bottle and watered it down, and it is so weak and so faint. So, nah. Yeah, well, the problem is you'd have to hit black lights, and at a certain extent, black lights are a full haunt theme, and my haunt theme is not black lights. Oh, yep, that's it. Only reason I didn't really bother showing this because this is still just preliminaries. This was just me throwing stuff on there so that when I cut him out, he's going to have more or less the parts he needs. So he's got at least another day of sculpting going. Yeah, you could compensate for it with the tonic water, because that naturally fluoresces, but again, too much glow is not my haunt theme, so not what I would be rocking and rolling. Oh my god, it's like iron. I must have forgotten to soak that. Thank you, Francois. It works. That guy will probably be a giveaway this year. So he's got a lot of starchy crisscross crud. I'll let that dry, and it is time to hit some Wytch bottles. Let's reposition stuff that doesn't need to be here. Velcro, go up. that I might need. Yeah, this bottle's going to need a cleaning before I heat it up. All these skin bits are going to get used on that mini pumpkin at length. This is garbage. I've seen some people make some really good snowmen. It's a cool project. Skin pieces. Towel. Extra glue stick. I'm hoping to, Paula. I never know if I get a Wytch, though. A Wytch is the one thing we want. If not, it'll probably be me this year, as I've grown a little less ambulatory. It'll be better to have my other more fit and active creepers creeping around. Plus, I have never handed out candy. Ever. And that might be an interesting task. And since we give away books every year, too, I can have more direct control of the give-outs. I've never made a groundbreaker, no, but I've always wanted to. Yeah, I can believe that, Mona. Honestly, if you take the clay and you get all the air out of there, you really limit the mold growth. You really, really limit it. I'm a lot more excited to work on this stuff this year too, because I'm able to chat with all you guys while I do it. It makes it, honestly, so much more fun. It's insane. Absolutely insane. More fun. I've forgotten clay a couple of times. Wish I could say I hadn't, but I have. Gets all yucky crusty, it's not really fun. We know what you mean. Don't sweat the spelling. You're not writing a report for English class. I had a roll of Scott towels, and there it is. Easy, new choo-choo. I drink. These started out as very, very, very common wine bottles. And then we just added all this stuff to them. It's part of the crafting project. I was a little bit worried that this stuff would be hard to clean off with the paste, but it's not. Oh, nice one. Yeah, I'm a real fan of the beach ball method lately. Very, very, very big fan. Yeah, let's hope nothing got into them. And now I have to make these too. Oh dear. Yeah. How many of us haven't done that though? this is what I'm going to do this year. Then you go on your preferred site of choice, and then you see somebody's making something else, and you go, oh my god, that looks so good. It gets added to the list. Pretty sure everybody's done that. Hey, did you? I'm glad you did. It's fun making them, and it's fun seeing the projects that rise from other people because of them. Well, you know, better it's tossed out than having to deal with it. I'm wretchedly allergic to mouse crudola. Better gone than a sneeze festival, in my opinion. First pumpkin. It's an experience. I think the standard beach ball size is 20 inches. You won't get bubonic plague. Probably. At least when I go to the store, that seems to be the standard beach ball size that I keep seeing. Yeah, this one's coming out alright. Just doing the preliminary cleaning before I stain it. I already gave the other one its cleaning. We'll see how it comes out. I'm a little bit worried about the white on the skull and maintaining it. I may have to go back over it with a dry brush white to help maintain the skull, but yeah. Alright, screwdriver, stain. I hope I have enough stain to do 2 more bottles. That'd be a pretty monstrous pumpkin. Pretty monstrous. I think I may have to do one with this stain, and I may have to uncork the other one I did, or other stain I bought. So I knew this wouldn't last forever. Alexa, how much time is left?
You have 22 minutes left on your 1 hour and 15-minute timer.
Alright, well, the zucchini's not going anywhere anytime soon, so we can keep on rocking this. I like that other softer bristle brush better, though. Do I have want a soft bristle brush right there. That one's softer. This one's softer. I swore I brought that one over. There we go. It would be awesome. Indeed. It'd also be extremely time consuming. Just putting strips on that thing take you a month or two. Oh, that's much better. Soft bristled brushes for stains are much better. Doesn't care how many times you ask. Yep. That is a handy factor, to be sure. At least they're like that for now. I mean, later on, the artificial intelligence will take over and start getting reprimanded. I just told you 2 minutes ago. You're too stupid to handle your own timer. Things will get terribly complicated. Catch you cheating with a Google Home, you know. I saw you last night. You were over at Dave's place tapping with its new phone, asking it to change the temperature and the lighting. You said you loved me. No wine for a long time, Stacy. New medication, not recommended for use with alcohol. Plus, the other aspect was to free up like 4 or 5 wine bottles for this project, and, well, I've got plenty. The other problem with this project is when you cart these things around to your hunt, it's like carrying a case of whatever you got, because they're all filled with water. So, I love this project, but this project is going to generate heavy portage over time, and that, I must confess, I am not strictly speaking looking forward to. Meow. Hi, Mr. Meow. What are you doing? Oh boy. So I would love to be slipping a little bit more Black Jewel mead, but we're on the Casimia, and I am going to follow the recommendations of the pharmacist. Yep. Oh god, no, not a coffee drinker. I might do some tea later. We'll see. Possibly. I also might be breaking for a dinner, just FYI. I'll be back afterwards, but I'm not going to sit here and munch on camera. But there's at least 22 minutes before I at least need to check the zucchini. Hey! Some time, plenty of time before I at least need to check the recipe. So, hey, TGBH. Oh yeah, we're rocking and rolling. That's all part of the stream. I get to terrify other cats at no extra charge. Hi, do you have a cat? You should watch my stream. My cat can bother your cat. We should probably give him a little bit of laser. Laser. I don't really watch too many other crafters, quite frankly. I will watch ideas, like I'll watch Unhinged production stuff and I'll skim through it. But I don't usually sit down and, do a full watch. I just kind of need the ideas because I got my own haunt. I gotta get working. I'm using, what is this, dark walnut, American walnut, special walnut from Interior Wood Finishes, which I got at the dollar store. I mean, if you choose to do this project, any wood stain that you like will work. I just want something brown-ish. Dark brown, because the white will catch it on raised areas and convert it to a slightly lighter brown. I thought about a gray branch, but then it's just, it's gonna look, I'm not gonna have any life to it. Yeah, no sweat. Gotta have a little life to it. Alright. Let's do another area around the neck. Work our way down to the skull. Yeah, many of the cats do sound very similar. I have used shoe polish on other things, but not this one. I have only used wood stain on this project. Mostly because I know that the wood stain should penetrate into the cotton and give me a little bit, ideally, more water resistance. I know it's definitely not going to make me waterproof, but the more water resist I get in there, the happier I'll be. And I know that for a lot of the wood polish, or the shoe polishes, I would have to find some way to break open that container and get it access to my paintbrush inside, because most of them have some sort of spongy bit for applications, unless you're using the kiwi ones, but then they require the sponge to put it on, and this is just a lot easier. Yeah, you could use a paint wash, no problem. Oh yeah. I was actually a little bit worried about this one because this one has a fair amount of joint compound in it when I did this one. So I was a little worried that wouldn't take up the stain so well, but this is working fine. If anything, it's working a little better because it's a little bit more white in color to start with. And that's making my branches not so dark, which I rather like. Yeah, I could use a Dremel on that, but or I could just get a thing of wood stain, which is already the way I want it to be. So that's why I haven't messed around with shoe polish. Plus, I know intrinsically wood stain is for this purpose. It's supposed to soak in, it's supposed to penetrate. It's supposed to provide a little bit of protection, whereas shoe polish, well, stays on the surface and then scuffs off. So. Alright, let's see about this skull. I may end up making the whole skull very brown, then coming back later with some white dry brush and touching up areas. So I don't think there is any way I'm going to be able to get just the branches on this thing. It's going to be nigh impossible. Yeah. You're going to be able to do it, sort of, but this is going to require a touch-up. Yeah, you do what you can when you can, Emily. Yeah, I imagine a bar or restaurant would definitely cough up the goods. Especially a place that goes through like a lot of oil, olive oil, has olive oil bottles, stuff like that. There's actually an Italian place down by me that I could probably ask. Yeah, I know, Cat. God damn. Yep, any good sauce bottle. I might invest in some corks if I was going to do that. But you could relatively easily hide the cap. No problem. Right, you're not even looking at the laser. Come on, go for it so I can get back to painting. There we go. Nope, I never sell my stuff, Stacey. The point here is to have other people make their own stuff. This is not my job. This is my hobby. Yep, Free Cycle is another good spot. Yeah, suffice it, there's lots of places to get bottles out there. They're hardly a clutch economic resource. It's not like you're asking for brand new TVs or anything like that. Oh yeah, I can get a close-up as soon as I'm done painting this thing. No problem. At that point, my zucchini should be pretty close to done, too. Later on, we'll get some white. Come back through with a very, very fine brush. You know, in fact, let's do this. Let's just do this whole thing in stain. Meanwhile, I don't have to screw around. I can just go to town on this thing, and the average color shift should be roughly the same. It'll also even be easier to dry brush later because the average brightness values on everything will be roughly equivalent to what they were before. $1 million. Yeah, it's selling of this stuff is an annoying prospect, quite frankly. Yep, a little bit of dry brushing to take it back to white in the appropriate areas. Who knows? I might even like the look of it as a brownish sculpt. No. Looking at it right now, I can say probably not. I kind of like the white in there better. Just get the excess off. I'm gonna have to go back through with a Q-tip and get the excess stain out of there anyway. It's alright. Project looks great anyway, so I'm really not displeased come hell or high water. Yeah, nobody's gonna pay what this is actually worth in my real time amount. Whenever anything is handcrafted, it is worth fabulously more. Everybody's used to the assembly line made by a machine in Pakistan prices, so I mean, this thing put me, let's see here. There's the cost of the light, which is roughly $4. Then there is about 3 hours, 3-4 hours of my time. Let's say 4. Quiet! 4 hours of my time in a wonderful working world where a human being is paid a living wage, insurance, all the joyful perks of survivorship in the modern time. You know, this thing would be worth maybe $200. Oh yeah, there'll be a video on this, definitely. There'll be a video on all the new stuff that I'm making in true tutorial format. These live streams, these are just all the work that goes into one of those videos that most folks never see. The experimental phases, the figuring it out phases, the trying to get the best bargain phases. Yeah. But at length, there will be a straight up, here is how you do the Wytch bottle tutorial. Oh yeah, there's lots of ways to corpse skeleton hands. Yeah, probably. He thinks I'm talking to him. That is probably true. Very, very true. He probably thinks I'm just muttering down. Because when I'm talking in the apartment, I'm usually talking to the furballs. Or I'm on Discord and gaming. Sorry, Sarah. Sounds like a pretty miserable situation. I do not envy you. I mean, for the mice at the very least, I can't stand having to clean up mouse invasions. Super annoying. Yeah, same. Hope things alleviate and become not so miserable. Uh-oh. Alexa, stop. That means it's time to check the zucchini. We're going to finish this up first because the zucchini is not going anywhere. May have a bit of a split stream tonight, gang, because if that zucchini is ready when I check it, I'm going to pop off for maybe 45 minutes to a half hour, munch some dinner, and then get back on. Just FYI. Nah, it's in the oven. It's in the oven, it's covered. I ain't grilling it. It'll just stew more in its own juice. Yeah, it makes sense, Sergeant, honestly. Critical system could be off and not linked up to a damage recorder. You wouldn't know it until you needed it. Let's take a moment here, though, because I'm running out of space at the bottom for a close-up of the skull, as requested. That's about what we're looking at for the entire project. Later I'll go back through with a Q-tip and get rid of the excess stain. Ooh. Yeah, there's probably more things you haven't found what the mouse got into. Yeah, it's coming out alright. I'm liking it. Just gonna finish up the base here. Finish up the top. I think I have just enough left of this stain to do that other bottle as well. And after that, I'm going to have to break into that new can I got. Which should be the same color. Should. Of course, if it's not, it shouldn't be off by too many shades. Yeah, we'll light this thing up before I check the zucchinis. Get everybody a good look at it. Yeah, cats sometimes tend to be selective mousers. I'd go get the mouse right now, but it's really comfy where I'm at. Pardon? Let's do a quick once over for missed nooks and crannies. See any others? Yeah, that's another thing I'm liking with this more minimalist style. A lot more of the bottle shows, and that means more light when you activate it. Alright, let's have a little lighting reveal. Darn it, that one popped on too. Alright, Alexa, turn off craft light. And there we more or less go. Just gotta grab some Q-tips and get all the occluded areas there. Are in great shape. Nope. And I just got to be very, very careful with storage of this thing to make sure that this skull doesn't get munched in the face. That is definitely a witch bottle. 100%. That's going to amaze the folks on Halloween night. This one's probably going to have to go on the main candy table because that skull is just looking too good. Entirely too good. Alright, I'm going to go check this zucchini first because if it's not done, I ain't stopping. I'll just set it for another time interval. In fact, I'm going to leave that lit while I go check this. Be back momentarily. Hello, cat. Hi. Yes. Hoping would be an excellent idea. Whoa. Oven. Speak truth to me, oven. The time of delicious zucchini. Oh yes, yes it is. That was great. Woo! Super zucchini. Alright everybody, I'm going to take a little break for Din Din. Back in an hour or so. And yeah, catch you then. Everybody stay crafty. See you soon.